Hi, my name is Agnieszka Sokolowska. I'm Polish. I came to Iceland in 2007, which is 14 years ago. I live in Hafnarfjörður. I'm 41. I have 3 beautiful children. And I'm a librarian by education, but that is not what I do. The question is in regards to the salary theft in Iceland, which is a big problem and is a growing problem. And it actually influences immigrants in a very big part because we make the low salary sector of job market. And unfortunately, according to Icelandic regulations, salary theft is not really punishable, and there are no fines for the employers. There are really no consequences. And in 2019, the government actually promised changes in the law that would implement such consequences and fines for the employers and companies that take advantage of their employees. And nothing has been done, and no changes have been implemented in the law. So my question is, will those changes be ever implemented, and when?
In my mind, there is a certain social contract in Iceland, and this social contract is about a certain amount of equality. And it is clear that with the current distribution of wages between different sectors in the economy, wage theft is completely unacceptable. Not only does it break this social contract, but it also creates differences in competitiveness between companies that is unacceptable, because that also undermines the social contract.
The question, I think, is mainly directed at the current authorities who have already promised this change in the law. I have a theory of why it hasn't been implemented yet, and I think it is reflected in the way the ruling parties talk about this issue in the parliament, for example, where they compare the relationship between the employer and the employee to just any other agreement between two individuals, implying or even just saying that these are equals, when we know that this is not the reality. This is not how the situation is. So I think even if it has been promised, this is the reason why it hasn't been implemented, because they don't sincerely see it as the right way to deal with it. We, of course, in the Pirates, we realize that there is an enormous power imbalance between the employee and the employer, and this imbalance is increased when the employee is of foreign origin or in any other more vulnerable position than the average person. So it is very important that there are consequences when employers, when they infringe the rights of their employees. We can't just say that this is a contract obligation and as any other, and that this is really none of the business of the government. It needs to be controlled. So if we get the chance, of course we would change both the law and the whole mentality of the system to reflect the reality.
A bill has been drafted by the government in cooperation with SA and ASI, where both parties have agreed to the stipulation in that bill. It was due to be voted on this summer. However, on the request of ASI, the bill will be presented to Alþingi in the beginning of next parliamentary term.
Hopefully soon as possible. During the last 4 years, the welfare minister had promised a legislation bill to tackle the wage theft, but the legislation bill never came. We in the Social Democratic Alliance, we are ready with the legislation bill. So if we are in government, we will ensure, and that will be first of our work, to tackle the wage theft?